Hello, everyone. We're going to get started here in a few seconds. We're going to let everyone a chance to come in. So just give it a few seconds to let everyone in and we'll kick this off. All right, well, we're going to kick this off. I know there's a lot of people still joining, but we have a jam-packed agenda for you today, so we want to get started. So hello, everyone, and welcome. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Melissa Allen. I'm an Alliance Manager for the Americas here at Neat, and we're super excited to show you how Neat and Zoom are transforming the hybrid workspaces and taking collaboration far beyond the traditional meeting room today. So on today's tour, we're going to show you how Neat and Zoom are creating a seamless experience across the workplace, from huddle spaces all the way up to your large meeting spaces, and also how we're making the collaboration simple and smart and making that technology so it works so teams can just get focusing on connecting and getting things done. A few quick housekeeping items before we get started. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, please send them in the Q&A widget. We have some experts online to answer those questions as we go through. Do not hesitate to type those in. We want to make sure you're getting the most out of today's session. And our presenters today are going to be Mark Berrigan from Neat and Marilla Heimbuch from Zoom. They're joining us from our Neat Experience Center in San Jose, and you're in store for a very interactive and engaging session today. And so with that, we're going to jump right in. Again, keep the questions coming in the Q&A. I'm going to pass things over to the Experience Center team to take you through a day in the life demo with Neat and Zoom.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melissa. What we want to do today is get started with kind of a day in the life of, just like Melissa said. And if you have any questions during this time, please put them in chat, and we'll try and get to them as quickly as we can during the tour. So this is really cool to keep it interactive. So I'm going to start off with basically from home. So before I even get to the office, what I like to do is do a couple housekeeping items. I check my Zoom messages. I check maybe some email, voicemail, and then I do check something called Neat Pulse. We're not going to deep dive into this today, but this is my visibility before I arrive to work on how to look at the devices that are online. Maybe some are offline, some need to be updated. I have profiles I can create on devices once across all of them. So this gives me visibility into the network. I even have something called remote control, which I can do before I get to the office, which is really, really cool to do to get visibility. But if you need more about that, we're going to have another webinar to go deep dive into the analytics tool and the visibility into the network. But today, we're going to focus on the employee experience. So before I go to the office, we're a hybrid workforce. I need to reserve a space. So this floor plan, you're going to see it throughout the tour today. So right off the bat, if I need to reserve a space, I can click on it. I also have, this is really cool about Zoom. It has basically an AI agent, and it can recommend a desk for me based on where I've sat in the past or where my team sits. So it'll recommend this desk over here for me. I can book it out if I want. I already pre-booked out a room earlier, which was this hot desk. So I'm going to go ahead and check into that when I arrive to the office. And then also I have a special visitor today. As Melissa said, Marilla's coming. So I need to send Marilla, before she arrives, a visitor invitation so she can check in on one of our devices. This is how I do it right through the Zoom interface. So it's really, really powerful what I can do here. Now, we have a lot to show you. So I'm going to get to the office, and I'm going to join Marilla. Hopefully he's almost here, and we'll start our tour. So I'll be right back, and we'll get started.
Hey everybody, welcome to Neat. My first time here, and beautiful office, I must say, Scandinavian design through and through. The first thing that I'm greeted with is a welcome sign. This is on a Neat board, but again, a reminder, everything that you're seeing today is GA today from both the Zoom perspective and the Neat perspective, and the software running behind the Neat product line is all going to be Zoom today, including this welcome here. So let's go ahead and interact. All right, got a couple of options, and the workspaces that you just saw Mark do is available right there on the map. This is really self-explanatory. So even if you haven't had anybody come here before, I can make selections. I can see the conference room. I can go through the motions right there in book. I can see the next available slot. Very simple to interact with. Now, where is Mark? I don't know where Mark is yet. So let's go ahead and give Mark a call. I can see here on the screen, this is our Zoom virtual receptionist. And let's see if somebody can actually come to the lobby and visit with me here today. Oh, hey, hi.
Hi.
I'm here to see Mark.
Oh, you're great. Well, welcome. Can you please check in on the frame on the reception desk and I'll print out a badge for you?
Awesome. Thanks so much. See you soon. That was it. Fully customizable on the Zoom portal. And now what it brings me to is the neat frame. As she just alluded to, visitor management. You can actually have all of these kiosk options of virtual receptionist, visitor management, and workspace reservations on both hardware. As I go through the prompts here, I do have the ability to self-register, but you saw Mark, he actually invited me in advance. I received an email. I'm actually able to go through the neat frame. We have a photo recognition option where it actually self-checks me in. All right, and the other option that I can do is a QR code. So through the photo recognition, it just recognized me. It automatically checked me in. I didn't have to scan anything other than my face there. The other, oh, here we go. Go through the motions and there's my badge, automatically printed. I could have also checked in through the QR code and a verification code. The QR code, again, very simple. I just put my QR code right before the camera in front of the frame, and that's all I need to do. All right. Where is Mark? Anybody knows? I see we've got a package here for him. Mark, Mark,
Hey.
You've got a package.
What do you know? How's it
Good
going,
to
Marla?
see
How
you
are you? Good to
today.
see you. Welcome to the neat office.
Awesome. Well, you've got a package, Mark.
Thank you.
And one of the things that,
We have to get this checked in. That's just a mess here. It's a part of our policy, so if you don't mind.
oh, yeah, by all means. What do you do?
You can do it. So as a UPS individual, I just go to deliveries. This is a Zoom feature, right? So I just hit add delivery. First thing I'm gonna do is take a picture of the box. So as a UPS delivery, I know when I get packages at home. This is a part of our flow as well. So I'm just gonna take a quick picture of that. And I'm gonna go ahead and just search here for Mark or Rose, whoever I'm delivering this box to, which is really cool. It's help, spelling
Your name.
right is, yeah, I should know this by now. And so, and once again, let me just go back here and type Mark. We have a Marcus here, so I
Mark
accidentally clicked on
Berrigan,
him.
all right.
And then this one's coming from FedEx. And just like that, I just put in a tracking number and save it. And just like that, voila. So thank you. Now it's in the system. I'm gonna get notified on my Zoom client and we're off and running. Let's get
That's
going.
awesome. So that's the Zoom kiosk, and you have the various different features with Zoom workspace reservations. Oh, hey.
All right.
Good to see you.
Yeah, so let's go further into the office. So as we walk into the office here, we're going to cover small, medium, and large spaces. And we are pleased to introduce you to our latest and greatest. Let's have a seat over here.
What?
This is our Neatboard 32. How cool is this? So this is a device that does multiple roles. It's acting here in this little phone booth, but it also works as a Huddle device, Huddle room device. It also works as your own personal monitor. But in this case, what I want to do is simply go here and check in. So I know it's reserved for me, but I have to check in. I don't want this to just start showing all my sensitive, calendar invites and everything. So when I check in, it automatically goes, I have the ability to set a PIN, but I'll do that later. That's in case you want to walk away and lock the device. But you can see here, I have all my meetings now. I have all my contacts. It's just my device. So how cool is this? And just to show you, we have a wide camera lens. So when I go and join, you're going to see the camera here off to the side. But this right here, I'm sitting all the way to the side. It still gets a good reception of me. And it gets one umbrella. So let me go ahead and just show you the camera controls here. Really, it's on manual, but I'm going to go ahead and put in auto framing, which is the way we normally have it. And now we can have a meeting remotely. How's it going?
That's awesome. This is one of the powerful things of having everything under one ecosystem, right? So with Zoom, you're able to manage your workspaces, your kiosks, your visitor management. In fact, Mark, you could have, even if you would have been thoughtful, had booked a hot desk on behalf of me visiting you today. So this could be my desk for the whole day.
Exactly. So latest and greatest device. There's multiple use cases over here, really powerful. latest addition to the lineup, and you're going to be seeing this early next year. So you're getting a sneak peek of it, but it's on our website today.
I also love that this is a great application for huddle rooms, phone booths, a lot of different use cases for sure.
Yep, absolutely. So next up over here is our Gen 2 Neat Bar. This happens to be on a wide display, 21 by 9. So, we have 4 sizes here at Neat. We have our 19-inch frame, 50-inch board, which is at the front of the tour. We had to put that there because that wall was narrow. We couldn't put the 65-inch. Then we have the 32 and 65. If you need to go beyond 65, that's where our partnerships with Avicor, Planar, Samsung, and LG come into play. And what I just want to show you here is it's really easy to set up. It's just the Neat Bar the Neat Bar Gen 2 with a HDMI and 1 USB cable. And now we can take control of this like it's an all-in-one.
Yes, and let me introduce you a little bit to the concept around the Zoom Rooms. The Zoom Rooms is a software that resides on the hardware. In this case, we've got the purpose-built all-in-one appliance with the Gen 2 bar. Zoom Rooms is running the user interface. This is a Zoom Room controller, and because this is a touch device, you have the option to enable Zoom Phone. Now you're transforming this entire space into a phone. You can also record with our AI, have the meeting summary so you don't have to be engaged in a meeting. You can share content wirelessly. You also have interoperability with Microsoft Teams, Google, and WebEx. You have the functionality of our whiteboards, an infinite canvas, a perpetual space that you can be working on at any given in time. You can create these assets and it saves for you on your local side. Now, another thing that you've got here available with your Zoom Rooms is the ability to call IT in a case of support. So all of these things are made very simple. The entire calendar is available right there because we natively integrate with Office 365, Exchange, and Google Calendar. Now, Mark, I know we've got a lot to show, but one of the main features that we've got is how do you share content wirelessly into a Zoom Rooms? And all you need to do is go into the share screen. I don't have any actual physical connection here into the device. And as you can see, just like that, I'm in the room sharing, and I even have annotation capability.
And by the way, how did that just happen? So what just happened was there's a signal, ultrasonic frequency, that goes from our bar to the Zoom client, and then that's how they pair up, and then we join for the content share.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, let's keep going. I know we've got a lot to show, but these are some of the functionalities that you have in or out of a Zoom meeting.
Yes, and just really quickly, I'm going to pause there because by now, we covered visitor management, workspace reservation, we covered a little bit of Pulse. Any questions out there that we might not have picked up yet?
Hey, Mark. Yeah, a couple of comments about how amazing things look on that larger display. Also, some questions about how we paired wirelessly with that device right there when Mirella had her laptop out. How did that pairing take place with?
Yeah, so the pairing key is twofold. One, you just got to be in the local Wi-Fi, and the ultrasonic frequency hits the client, and then it pairs up. The second way is we have a sharing key that's a roaming key that's constantly changing up here in the top right corner of all Zoom Rooms, and that gives you the capability of pairing manually if you need to, if you don't have ultrasonic frequency turned on. But it's very, very simple, as you just saw Marilla do. She just walked, and by the way, she's a visitor on our visitor network, and so she was able to just pair up to it very easily.
Very cool. One more question was around the maps. How did that map get into the layout there on that first board?
Oh, great question. So that came from our facilities team. That was a standard CAD drawing that we have of all the floors that we have. We import it, and then you just overlay those boxes and circles for hot desks and conference rooms.
Awesome, Mark. Thanks.
Yeah. And we didn't show you wayfinding, but that also has a wayfinding built in. Let's talk scheduling displays. So our Neat Pad here is running Zoom scheduling display software. We only have one SKU. It's called the Neat Pad that does scheduling display, and it also does a touch controller inside the room. Very intuitive, very easy to use. I just walk up to it, click on reserve, forward to the time slot that's available, the amount of time I want. I could even switch to a different room, and I can see that once again that floor plan. We told you you're going to see it throughout the office today. No excuses for jumping in and squatting in a room anymore. You always have the capability of seeing what's available all throughout the floor. It's even tied into our environmental sensor data on our devices. I can see the temperature of the room. If there's people in there, I can see occupancy. So it's really powerful. This is right here is kind of like the power of Zoom and Neat together. because this is your software, our hardware, tying together to get that environmental sensor data. That's the magic of the two engineering teams working together.
Absolutely, with simplicity in mind all the way through.
Absolutely. Let's take a look really quickly at this simple room to set up. This here happens to be our, what's it called?
This is a huddle room.
Our huddle room. She loves saying huddle room. So this right here happens to be our Neat Board 50, the same one you saw us do workspace reservation. We're using it now for video conferencing. This is our adaptive stand that we build with reclaimed waste from the ocean, so it's green friendly. So I like to have it low if I'm doing a video conference, and I like to have it high if I'm doing a presentation or a whiteboard. Very versatile, these stands. You're gonna see other ways that we mount these as well. We see a huge trend in simplifying Zoom rooms. It used to be a display and a bar, which runs you about $2,500, but then you gotta pay for installation. Then you end up at this price point, but you don't get touch. With this, we get the touch capabilities, we get the sleek profile, Scandinavian design, and it's just much easier to install. I'm gonna join you from this room, but before we wanna play a quick video to show you just how easy these Zoom rooms are to install. So as you can see, that was very simple to set up, and now we're actually talking from the space. Can you close the door, please? So this is the actual Neat Board 50. One of the cool things here as well is I have the capabilities of opening saved whiteboards on here. So let me open one that we put together earlier. And this is the power really, again, of Neat and Zoom coming together. And this whiteboard was created by Marilla. Marilla, how's it going? This is pretty awesome. And we're going to work on this not just here, but in other places.
Absolutely, Mark. So our whiteboards are an infinite canvas that you can work on at any given time. And if you pair with the Zoom room, then you have the ability to just go through as you see remote users doing. So in us here, we can work, strategize, and it stays onto the cloud. All of these assets, in fact, you can actually pair to the room and these assets are saved to you. So you've got now collaboration in or out of the Zoom meeting.
Awesome. I'll pause again there. Any questions on this space or any of the other ones from the audience?
No, but we're having a lot of fun with the whiteboard, Mark.
Let's take this to, okay, so this was a huddle room. I like to think of this as a fairly straightforward, simple room to install. But we're going to move to a more complex space next. So let me go and unshare this over here. Then we're going to move on to a larger space. So we'll get into more dialogue there. We'll be right back.
Perfect. As a reminder, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A. We'll answer. Also, you'll notice in the webinar chat, there's lots of links to everything that they're showing. So you'll have those resources as well.
All right, we've arrived at our all hands space and open space, and we want to just show you how this kind of works. Let me give you a bird's eye view. So this space here typically fits about 20 to 40 people, depending on the furniture configuration. But we need to be flexible. How do we do that? And it presents challenges. So the two main challenges here are audio. We need audio uplift because the bar has a powerful speaker, but in a room this size, we need more. So how do we do that? Audio uplift. The second is how do we get the podium over here? If someone goes up there to present, this camera is not in the best position to get that camera angle. So what do we do? Let me show you the setup. First, we have the Neat Bar Pro with 5 connections, 2 for the screens, 1 for the power, 1 for the network. Then our 5th connection is for the wireless microphones and ceiling speakers with just a single connection. And then how do we get over here the presenter? This is really cool. So we have something here called a Neat Center running something called a new feature called Neat Focus. What is Neat Focus? Well, Neat Focus is our powerful machine learning. You can see by the graphic here, it's super simple to configure. It's just 2 sliders that define the width and the depth of the area you're trying to capture. It's a one-time set it and forget it, that's it. and then our powerful Neat AI agent takes over and orchestrates everything you're about to see here. So what we're going to do now is Marilla and I are going to join you from this space and show you how it works. So we'll be right back. Okay, so for our Zoomies in the background, Neaters, are we okay? You guys can hear us?
Hey,
Yep.
great.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Awesome. All right. So now you're hearing me with the robust audio here. Just a couple things for our presenters. We like to give them the option to either use a lapel mic or this handheld mic. We do have a ceiling mic, but the problem when you have a lot of people here is we don't want to send a bunch of chatter back to the remote participants. That's why we have the isolated audio for presenters. That solves that. Now, what you can't hear, but myself and Marilla can, is in the ceiling. We have ceiling speakers that are PoE. This is all AV over IP setup. And that's booming audio throughout the entire, you can hear it, right, Marilla?
Loud and clear, Mark.
Right? So really powerful we could do there. But here's the other challenge in the room that we talked about. If I'm a presenter, then you're going to get this angle of me. And it's not horrible, right? But there's a better way of doing it. With neat focus, and again, right, what's just happening now is that machine learning just took over, and it's looking in this area. And once it discovers that there's a real silhouette of a real person, it takes over. And this is really powerful because I can move around a little bit and it just follows me. But I'm focused not on the technology. I'm focused on the audience and talking to them. And when I walk away, that shot will release. So that right there is our Neat AI agent using machine learning to look in that area. And I can either be a host, a single host, or we could do a panelist. So if I come up here, I simply walk up and it frames me out. And then Marilla's here, so she's framed out. Notice after a few seconds, as we're looking over here, we get our own quadrants. We're different heights, but we actually look the same height now, which I love that feature.
Taller than you, Mark.
That's right, you have your lapel. I forgot to put that, you have your lapel. You are taller than me. So really cool on the way this works. And again, it always separates the presenters or the panelists to the left, and then you get that entire audience shot to the right. So really powerful the way this Zoom room is set up over here. Anything else you want to add?
Well, I would just, can you guys hear me as well too?
Yeah, they can hear you.
All right. All right. Well, I think what comes up a lot for us is different verticals, different use cases. So all hand spaces, education in particular, and being able to walk in, use the experience without any additional user or IT intervention. That's the ultimate goal, the simplicity all the way through.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this setup here, because this is very important. What are you looking at? Traditionally, these spaces, just in cost alone, we talked to a lot of customers, cost $50,000 and above just on the hardware. We spent about just south of $15,000 on the hardware. That includes our Neat center camera, the Neat Bar Pro, the 2 screens, the Shure DSP, the ceiling PoE speakers. So when you use AV over IP, we don't have a bunch of cables connected to the back to the front of the room. This is all connected to the local network or an isolated network. And then of course you have the machine learning doing all the magic in the background of picking up a presenter, eliminating that shot when they're not being used. But really powerful. Joe, I saw you might have had a question there.
Yeah, Mark, we had a question come in. It says all of our boardrooms have 3 displays. We use one for speaker tracking, one for seeing the far end, and one for shared content. How could I accomplish this with using this hardware?
Yeah, great question. So from day one, our Neat Bar Pro had 3 HDMI outputs. Those 3 HDMI outputs can be connected to 3 individual screens where you can separate, the video conferencing with the content. So, and there's Zoom has settings, Joe, you might want to go over them on how you can configure those 3 different screens, right? Or Marilla, I don't know if one of you want to take that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do it not only on the portal set as the default, but you can also override it on the controller where the content's going to be demonstrated. Very simple. The whole entire analogy behind Zoom and Neat both is just a simplicity in allowing your end users to be able to do so, as Joe is explaining and showing right here.
Look at that. So live content on here. That's awesome. So that's all the different ways. Basically, what that image showed is there's a lot of different ways you can configure those 3 screens, and it's all done via software in the background. So you just initially connect them. That's it. I think we're going to wrap this up unless there's anything else you want to add to this space.
Well, Mark, as we were talking about different use cases, I say we open this up here a little bit more because they were talking about 3 displays and we only have 2. But I see so much technology here and actually see another display. So I challenge us, let's
Wait,
bring
wait,
in another display.
let me go get the IT admin.
No. I think IT admin is in Barbados or something, Mark. I say we just bring this baby in right
I
here.
don't recommend we do this.
Oh, don't be
okay.
afraid. Don't be afraid.
Right. So usually you do this before the event, and usually you kind of like, go get your IT team and they have to come in here and set up a companion device. Is that what we're doing here?
Well, it is. So Zoom has the ability for you to import these additional displays. So all I just did is I plugged in this device to the power. Do you have power here, Mark? Because I don't see
We
the
do. It's let's see here. Oh, looks like that
power strip is
power
off.
strip
Okay.
was off. We'll turn that on.
Turn this on. And
Oh, okay, there's a white dot.
there's a white dot. So this is our Zoom rooms on a companion mode that you can wheel in any additional display. Now, the benefit of the Neat Board Pro is a touch device as well, too. So watch what we're going to be able
Are
to
you
do with
sure you don't want me to go find some help here? Come on, like this is we're the user. We're the user though.
say that this is simple and not be able to have users do it. Look at that, completely on the Wi-Fi. And what I can do is switch this to a companion mode with no IT intervention at all. All I need to do is put in a sharing key code. This is the same sharing key code that you would use for wireless content sharing. And in just a
Now,
matter of
do we have to
seconds,
hang up the call?
no need to hang up the call, Mark, because the device is now joining in as a companion device, and we are now having the ability to have one additional display on the screen. We also have the additional camera that's
Wait,
streaming live.
what about audio feedback and all this craziness that might happen?
No way, Mark. We're doing Zoom, in fact, does Pro AV over the cloud. So all of this is happening wirelessly over the cloud. You saw me pair it. And I have the ability to do whiteboarding and some of these other functions.
What happens if I go back to the podium?
What do you mean? Oh, look at that.
Am I going to get all these different camera angles in here? But wait,
Fine.
like we didn't even configure this.
We didn't need to, Mark. It's all happening through the Zoom portal on the back end. And if you wanted to, Mark, I'm going to challenge us even further. That whiteboard that you had earlier.
I'm going to bring it in here. Oh, here we go.
In here.
Again, pushing the limits over here.
We are pushing, and I'm not as tall as some, so I can actually bring this down a little bit further. So as I'm annotating on the content, I can do so very freely, and that camera is face to face right on me. Now, what Mark is doing is he's going onto his Zoom client. He's going to pair his device. Do you want me to do it for you?
No, I paired, but I think I might have paired to the wrong room here.
Okay,
So
you want to pair to the device, and by doing so to the room, you can bring that collaboration back into your spaces. Everything that you're seeing today, again, is powered by the Zoom portfolio. We're just giving you a little bit of glimpse of the things that you can do with our integration with your calendar. You notice as we approached all of the different spaces, we were able to do a one-click to join into our different meetings. So keep that in mind. It's all about simplicity.
Joe's on it right now, so you can see it here. It's just not displaying, but you get the point here. So it looks like just like that, we're able to open up a space and, pair a device on a live call. And now we have yet another device here in the space. So just what you just witnessed is just the ease of use. There is our whiteboard right here, as you can see. Very, very simple to set up. We're collaborating. We just brought a whiteboard in from another room that we're working on into this space, the same one you saw earlier. We're traditional whiteboards. They're a one-time use. You take a picture, you walk away, and that's it. It's static. We're still working on the same one we started on a completely different room. So that, in a nutshell, is kind of our setup over here in terms of our all-hands spaces. And I hope you feel like no matter where I'm looking, you're always going to get a shot of, myself or Marilla in this space without having any IT intervention is what we wanted to display there. Any last comments, questions, or feedback from the audience?
So, Mark, we talked about the 3 displays. With that one that you just wheeled in there, does that mean there's 4 displays actually inside of that room?
Yeah, that would be 4.
Wow.
So again, by the way, and there's no wires we're running back, Joe. This is, you just saw, Marilla plugged it in, local Wi-Fi, that's it.
So if you wanted to take a meeting in another flex space, you could just change the mode that that board is running in now and take it from being a companion whiteboard and make it an independent Zoom room.
That's right. That's what we did here at Neat. Actually, no, we can't take the credit. The Zoom team did this one. So yes, in the bottom left-hand corner, on our way out, we'll show you that little box where you can pair as an end user. And again, you like Zoom team, kudos to you because you made it so easy for us to just hit that button, and it just says, what's the sharing key? And we all know how to use sharing keys now, right? So I hate to say that, it's stupid simple, but it's stupid simple. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on because we have more to show you. So we'll be right back.
Amazing. Love it, Mark Morella. There was no smoke and mirrors there. It was really that easy to set up. So loving all this great technology, adding in the extra
All right, we're going to
board.
continue on. Before we continue on, I just want to show you, this is the board that we willed in. This is what we did. So I'm going to exit companion mode. So this is really simple to do. Then what Joe said is we can wheel it to another room, and then this right here in the bottom left-hand corner says you can switch it to companion Zoom room. When you click on that, you pair to a room, and then it has that digit, 6-digit code that we get from the other Zoom room. So it's, again, very simple to do. Now, follow me here. This is the corridor where we get a lot of foot traffic. And for that reason, we have digital signage here on our Neat Board Pro. So here we have a bigger space. We're able to put the 65-inch. One size doesn't fit all. That's the nice thing about the Neat devices. We have the multiple sizes. And here we're using it for digital signage. So the digital signage is nice because I can go low if I'm going to do a video, a Zoom call here, or I can go high if I'm doing a presentation in this area, or I'm using it for the simple digital signage. I also have the capability of doing things like opening up Google Maps here. So it's frequent that we walk up to this and we say, you know what, let's go have some steak today. So I'm going to say let's steak over here, steak houses, and when I hit enter, Marilla, let's debate where we're going to go eat today.
No question about it. We're going to focus this down. Now, one thing that I want to keep in mind is with your Zoom Room subscription, you're able to get everything that you saw today and add on beyond that. As an example, with the Zoom phone, digital signage, as you're witnessing here, is one of the ways that you can provide that customization as individuals are in your office. You can add infomercials or, employee of the month, events, etc. And that's all managed in your portal. Awesome.
Well, so let's continue on. We have one stop left. It's the most common type of conference room we're going to encounter. That's why we saved, I like to say, the best for last. But there's a lot of challenges in here that we need to solve. So let's come on in.
Yeah.
This is our large conference room. And as you can see over here, this is your traditional large conference room that's it's large. It's 35 feet in length and about 20 feet in width. Now, also you're seeing in the background lots of glass. Glass adds audio reverberation. How do we eliminate that? We'll talk about that. The other challenge here is this is a bowling alley, right? So how do we solve that? So let me give you what we're doing here. This is all Neat, by the way. There's no Shure integration like in the larger space we were earlier. This happens to be just a Neat Bar Pro with 4 connections this time, 2 for the monitors, 1 for the power, 1 for the network, and that's it. There's nothing connecting the devices on the table to the front of the room here. So these devices on the table are all AV over IP. So what that means is no core drilling, no trenching, right? Which saves you a lot of time and a lot of money. So what we're going to do now is we're going to join you from this space, and we're going to show you how the technology works. And again, we're going to use we're going to describe how our AI works in this space, our Neat AI agent. So I'll be right back, and we'll get started. So hang tight. Okay. So what I want to do now is just focus a little bit on the audio before we get into the rest of the room setup. And I'm not trying to creep the audience out over here, but I want to do is just please pay attention to my audio. We have something called dynamic audio that our machine learning orchestrates here. So as I walk around the space over here, only because I pointed out, you'll probably notice a little bit of a difference when I talk to the different devices over here. They're just going to automatically pick me up. So essentially, the Neat AI agent in the background is trying to determine what the best possible microphone is to pick me up. And that just all happens magically. And it's, again, these devices are all plugged into the network, so we don't have any home run back to the back of the bar, which makes it a super simple setup. Next, let's talk a little bit about the evolution of the video itself. So this used to be back at the beginning of the video conferencing days, you'd get this bowling alley view. It was better than not having video, but not very good, right? Next up, the industry introduced something called auto framing. Auto framing was great, leaps and bounds ahead, right? But with this, what that introduced is different challenges as well. So what's the center of the table, Marilla? I mean, what's getting centered in here? Center
The
retention
table.
table.
Yeah.
I gave it away. I should have done
Totally
that.
did. I got it.
That was bad. That was the slip of words. Okay, what I meant to say was, what's the center of attention? It's actually the table. That's the only thing getting centered here. It's taking up 50% of the real estate. Furthermore, if Marilla and I start talking, we start ignoring you, you see the side of our head. Or worse off yet, if Joe Verwayen was with us today, he'd be at the front of the table and we'd be talking to him. And all these other people, you're seeing the backside of their head. So part of visual communications is the nonverbal communication. If someone back there says something, I want to know how Mark's taking it over here, but not if I see the back of his head. Also, if I stand up, this is real. We cannot control where people stand, sit, or when they present, they walk to the front of the room, and inevitably, they point to their content, and they stand in front of the cameras, you're talking to everybody in the room, and then you're probably seeing my bald spot, which is embarrassing. But this happens. This is real. You see the backside of somebody, and it just doesn't have a pleasant experience. Okay, how do we solve that? So what we're going to do now is turn on individual framing. Again, this is that Neat AI agent in the background that's responsible for getting the best shot of everybody in this space. So now the table's eliminated, it's gone, and now we are getting perfectly framed like most home users or someone in a cubicle, and then here's where the magic starts. So now I'm talking to Marilla. How's it going?
It's going well, but it's Morella.
Marilla.
Morella, or you can say Mirella.
Mirella. Okay. Okay, I got that. All right. Now, so as we're talking, this is very natural, but if someone in the back of the room talks, then what inevitably happens, we turn over there. So, this right here, again, is the better experience. So you want to bring this Zoom room experience into your conference room where you're constantly getting the best shot of the individual, but they don't have to think about it. Then what about that shot we talked about earlier, where if a presenter stands up, right, and they go to the front of the room, what inevitably happens, right? So I now turn back over here, and usually you see the backside of my head, but now full 360 around the entire room. Our technology here is always trying to find the best shot of the people in the space. And even as I walk around, maybe I'm going back here and again talking to Marilla, it's going to try and find the best shot of me in here, no matter where I'm at. And when I go to the back of the room, maybe I'm just an observer in the meeting, right? And guess what? We're going to pick that person up as well. So that's how powerful this is. This Neat AI agent in the background that goes and just finds the best shot of everybody in the space. And think about it. When you make a movie, when those producers are making movies, they have multiple camera shots. And then afterwards, they go and they decide, hey, what's the best camera angle for this actor or actress? We're doing that in real time with the Neat AI agent. So I'm going to pause there. Anything else you want to bring up, Marilla?
I mean, the engagement is the priority, right? And we have a lot of different ways that we can achieve that. And Zoom being the show behind the scenes that's directing everything, we're able to set defaults. So this could be the default in your room, or you could also override that on the controller. And there's a lot of other features in the room as well.
Yeah, so I can mix and match as well, right? I'm looking over here. By the way, just a quick little note here. This is not audio dependent. So I'm just going to go and be silent for a second.
For a second, we shall cherish that second. And as you can witness, Mark is still able to be captivated. Now with Zoom, we also have a very powerful AI functionality that we can add on as an additional layer that's supported on the Neat product line. And that's the smart name tags for voice. That's the ability to go through everything that's being said on Mark's case, not being said, transcribe it so that you have an asset post a meeting and you can have these dialogue with the AI, ask questions about what are the next steps. You have a very categorized next chapters with next steps, etc.
Yeah, and let me go back to an earlier shot over here. So let me turn off the individual framing. Joe, any questions or comments from the field out there?
Yeah, question is that what if one of those cameras gets disconnected? Are we calling IT?
Ooh. Let's talk about this. Okay, that's a challenge I was hoping you weren't going to bring up, but let's go for it. You're hearing my audio through here right now. What about the audio reverberation? I just unplugged this real time. Do you guys hear the difference? What you're hearing now is there is audio reverberation. It's a real thing, but we didn't lose the call. Now let's just say we had to bring this back online. Let me show you. This right here is this is blinking. This is self-healing right now. So what's happening is it's booting back up, self-healing itself. The machine learning, it's going to relearn its environment for both the audio and the video. I only mention that because there's other products in the market that they have to be specifically set in a perfect spot. So as an IT admin, they have to run in every single time someone moves it or budges it, and they don't get a full 360. With ours, you can move it around, you can knock it down, you can do whatever you want. It's going to reconfigure yourself, and it's going to bring the audio back in real time. Joe, did you hear the difference in the audio from when it booted up and when it didn't?
Yeah, it was a tremendous difference. And as I'm talking here, another question is coming in about the mounting options there. We noticed that in that larger room, it was mounted from the ceiling. Here they're on the tabletop. Can you walk us through that a bit?
Yeah, so okay, so the ones that are active are the ones on the table, but we did want to show you that it's optional to mount them on the top. In the previous room also, I forgot to do it, but I could have kneeled down, and these get really, really good shots. Also, a lot of our customers say, you know what if I don't want these on the table? You can mount them on the top, or we can brand these specific branding for your use case. I can't show you the logos here, but we have a lot of different customers that brand these specifically for their needs, right? So, basically that means that it could be a blue Zoom label, it could be an Acme Corp, whatever it is. But really, really powerful to know that we have a company that we work with to brand these neat devices. Maybe you do it your company logo, or maybe you do it the name of the room. So just please keep that in mind that we can customize these as well. Any other questions out there? Melissa or Joe or anyone else?
One other question that came in was, do all these devices need to be on the same VLAN or network?
Yeah, so they do have to be on a similar network. That's just because the way we pair it, they need to be able to find each other. So we highly recommend that. They could be in an isolated network, but they should all be in the same network. But again, that's a good point out, Melissa, because the trend we're seeing in the industry is customers are saying, I don't want to invest in more AV cables. They want to invest in more of the AI portion of how this all works, and that experience you just experienced. They want to invest in that, in the network, not more AV cables.
Perfect.
Yep. So I think that takes us right about the 45-minute mark for more Q&A, but we covered a lot today for the audience. Thank you so much for being with us. We covered visitor management, workspace reservation. We covered digital signage, small, medium, large rooms. We covered, how the magic of Zoom and Neat come together. Anything else you want to take us home, Marilla?
Oh, no, I think we really appreciate you guys being here with us today. This style of tour can be customized for your specific use cases. So if you want to reach out to Zoom or to Neat to deep dive, we just gave you a little bit of a quick walkthrough of the art of the possible with our combined organizations. But keep in mind, there's just so much more to discover. So please reach out to us. We're eager to talk to you and solve some of your problems in your workspaces.
Melissa, Joe?
Perfect. I don't see any more questions coming in. I want to thank you two so much for everything today. We hope everyone that joined us enjoyed getting a closer look at how Neat and Zoom are helping you collaborate more easily and effectively. As Marilla mentioned, we would like to connect with you if you want to do a personalized tour. There is a survey link that we just dropped in the chat. So that one will take you to a survey. Let us know how we did, and also connect with us if you'd like to learn more information about Zoom, Neat, or both of us together. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. And thank you for spending a little bit of time with us here. And with that, I think we'll wrap it up.
Ciao.
Thank
Hey,
you,
everyone. Thanks for
everyone.
attending.